5 times. Your ancestors almost erased you from existence. This is you. There's your mom, her mom's mom. Keep scrolling back. Past smartphones, past cars, past the printing press, all the way back to a woman squatting by a fire, gnawing on a bone, with zero idea she's about to become your great-great-great times 10,000 grandmother. She had no idea you'd exist, and honestly, the universe barely let her exist either. If one decision had gone differently, one wrong turn, one bad meal, one skipped migration, you simply wouldn't be here reading this. Not, you'd be different. You would not exist. So let's rank 5 moments where your entire bloodline was hanging by a thread, from rough week to statistically you shouldn't be alive. Number 5, the big freeze. Nobody saw coming about. 12,900 years ago, the planet was finally warming up after the last ice age. Things were looking good. Then, in what geologists think was less than a decade, temperatures crashed back down like someone slammed the thermostat. This is the Younger Dryas, basically Earth's cruelest plot twist. Forests your ancestors depended on died off. Herds they'd been tracking for generations vanished or changed migration routes overnight. Entire communities had to relearn how to survive a climate that had just lied to their face. Some researchers even think this cold snap pushed groups into the earliest experiments with farming, just to have something reliable to eat. No warning, no forecast, just cold now. Good luck. Number 4, the roommate situation. Nobody signed up. For a while, Homo sapiens weren't the only humans on Earth. Neanderthals, Denisovans, different flavors of human, sharing the same real estate. Sounds fine until you remember disease doesn't care about species boundaries. New neighbors meant new pathogens, and early humans had zero immunity to whatever their cousins were carrying. Some researchers think disease exchange between these groups was brutal in both directions, on top of competition for the same shrinking hunting grounds. And yet, somehow, enough of your ancestors survived close contact with an entirely different kind of human to still be standing here, and even picked up a few of their genes along the way. Romantic, in a horrifying biological way. Number 3, the plague. Before the plague. Everyone knows the Black Death. Fewer people know about the plague of Justinian in 541 AD, which arguably hit even harder relative to the population at the time. It ripped through the Byzantine Empire and beyond, reportedly killing tens of millions. Contemporary writers described bodies stacked in the streets because there weren't enough people left standing to bury them. Trade collapsed. Empires wobbled. Some historians even argue it helped end an entire era of Mediterranean dominance. And somewhere in that chaos, your ancestors had to avoid a disease nobody understood, spread by fleas nobody suspected, with medicine that amounted to prayer and guesswork. Number 2, the walkout of Africa. Roughly 60,000 to 70,000 years ago, a small group of humans left Africa and started walking. Not driving, not sailing, walking into deserts, across land bridges, through territory with unfamiliar predators and zero guarantee of water on the other side. Genetic evidence suggests the group that made it out and successfully spread across the rest of the planet may have been shockingly small, possibly just a few thousand people total. Every non-African human today can trace their lineage back to that one gamble. If that group had turned back, or simply died out 3 weeks into the trip, huge portions of the human family tree never happen. No Europe, no Asia, no Americas, none of it. Number 1, the volcano. That almost ended the species. About 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano erupted with a force almost impossible to picture. Ash clouds blotting out the sun for years. Global temperatures crashing. Ecosystems collapsing worldwide. Some scientists estimate the entire human population may have dropped to just a few thousand individuals. Not a few thousand in your city, a few thousand on the entire planet. That's a species one bad season away from blinking out completely, quietly, with nobody left to even notice. And yet a handful of stubborn, freezing, starving humans held on long enough to rebuild everything, including, eventually, you. You are not an accident of good luck. You're the end result of thousands of people who refuse to lose, generation after generation, against odds that should have ended things 100 times over. Subscribe before your luck runs out.